Hey, what's going on, No Nation? CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk, here to bring you guys the recap of the Memphis game. As you guys know, FSU ended up losing that game 20-0, or sorry, 20-12, rather, in Doak Campbell Stadium this past Saturday against the Memphis Tigers. FSU falls to 0-3 on the season. All right, before we get started, man, please make sure you guys like this video, man, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already joined the Dope Talk family. Again, so like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be, we cover everything, all FSU recruiting as well, the good and the ugly. There's been a lot of ugly as of late. Go ahead and tap in, like this video, and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, just put a kind of breeze, not really necessarily breeze through this, but talk about offense and defense and what I feel like FSU needs to do going forward after this 0-3 start from a program standpoint, just overall, not just for this season as it is. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it and start off with offense. And also, of course, we're going to at the end of the show or towards the end, we're going to open the phone lines up for you guys to come in and tap in and give your takes and what you thought about the game and just the program, whatever it may be, your current thoughts and just how you're feeling. All right, guys, let's jump into it and talk about the offense a little bit. And offense was terrible. Point blank period. It was a bad offensive output for the entire team. We had 12 points against a G5 team. 12 points against a G5 team. I mean, that's just it's unacceptable. Total yards, 238 total yards. We were 2 for 12 on third down. That's not winning football. You can't be 2 for 12 on converting type of downs. That's terrible. We had 37 rushing yards. 37 rushing yards on the day, which is my biggest issue, the rushing attack. So we had less than 50 rushing yards in the past two games, had less than 30 against Boston College. I think it was 26 total. We followed that up with a bye week as well. Like this, we got guys that got to understand we had a bye week prior to playing Memphis, and we put 12 points on the board with 37 rushing yards. 12 points out of a bye week is crazy. 12 points out of a bye week against a G5 team, which granted, not taking away from Memphis. You guys know I got some love from there. A damn good team. Probably going to be competing for a playoff spot after beating Gus. But at the same time, like I said, you just 12 points out of a bye week against a G5 team is ridiculous. And a lot of that stuff we couldn't really get out of our own way. Like the first couple of drives, if I'm not mistaken, we had penalties, holding penalties, legal substitutions. You start out being behind the sticks, you can't move forward after that. But yeah, 37 rushing yards is ridiculous. Just speaking about, and then I just kind of go overall. The quarterback play itself, DJ, you had a bad game, a very bad game. Didn't look good at all. Missed a lot of throws. Well, I'm not going to say a lot of throws. Missed some throws. Missed a throw, a for sure touchdown to, I want to say it was Brian Courtney in the back in the end zone. He just airmailed it. And once he threw that interception, I think he had Kyle Moore was kind of open. Now, granted, the pressure was in his face, and I think his arm did end up getting hit. But it was a lame duck throw that ended up getting intercepted. But overall, it's just not a good performance from him. As far as checks at the line of scrimmage, it seems like he's always checking us into the wrong play. Whenever he's checking out of a certain place. So it's situations where we have stacked boxes and for like in third and short situations, and for whatever reason, DJU is checking out of the pass play and checking to a run play, which I have no idea why he's doing that. But he's off on the checks. He's missing a lot of throws. He's a statue in the pocket as well. Doesn't move around to try to create, throwing lanes or just create more time for himself. And his pocket awareness is not good at all either. He doesn't sense pressure whenever it's coming. He's a statue in the pocket, and his pocket awareness isn't good. And you fight that with a bad offensive line, it's a recipe for disaster. Just speaking about the offensive line, you can't get no push at all. So, like I said, 37 rushing yards. And it's wild because majority of these guys are, well, not majority, all of these guys are returning guys from last year that played a lot of snaps for FSU. Minus just drew a blank. Minus number 67 from Florida. What's my guy's name? Richie Leonard, yeah, minus Richie Leonard, who transferred from Florida and played a lot of football. A lot of these people on the offensive line, played big snaps for FSU this past year. Now, granted, Darius Washington, the All ACC left tackle, did not play this past Saturday against Memphis, but it's still no excuse for you not to get any push because Memphis defensive line isn't. You should be able to run against Memphis defensive line, point blank. Period. You should be able to run against majority defensive lines, but Memphis, like, it's no excuse not to have success running against them. They have 37 yards. It's just ridiculous. I think we do way too much pulling with the guards and the tackles. Way too much pulling, especially the double pulling. We just don't have the athletes to do it, and it's so predictable because we do it so much in regards to pulling that linebackers, as soon as they see it, and our offensive line is not good at it, they give signs, right? When I say signs, they give tendencies of when they're pulling, so they're kind of lean or turn a body when they're setting their position to a certain way, and you could tell. When they're pulling. I think shout out to Clayman. He's doing a damn good job of posting clips on Twitter and things like that. But he highlighted one of those plays, and we're giving it away at the line of scrimmage as far as what we're kind of doing. So I think we should switch it up a little bit because we're too stale and too predictable in that regard, and they're known we're pulling. So maybe do some zone blocking, things like that, man on man type of deal, just to kind of combat the athletic limitations that some of our offensive linemen have in regards to pulling, getting around the edge, and being tight and that type of deal, and picking the right guy to block in the first place. So yes, it's crazy from the O line to go from what it was last year to this year. But and I know that Coach Alex Atkins hasn't been coaching during the games. We'll see how big of an impact he has within his Cal game with being on the sideline. But at the same time, he's still at all the practices. He's still conducting meetings with the players and things like that. So it's some coaching being done. Just not any in-game coaching. But yeah, and then, like I said, DJ had a bad day. Don't get me wrong, but the receivers and running backs didn't do any justice, right? So you had a Darren Williamson drop on a key third down, a really good throw, good call by Coach Norvell to draw the play open. Catch the ball. He pretty much leans forward for the first down, ended up dropping that. This thing was a third down screen to Keziah Holmes. Hell, Keziah would have probably scored a touchdown on that screen. It was a perfect play call, actually. Blockers was in front of him. Everything set up perfectly. I mean, it was a damn good play, except for catching the ball, right? So that could have been a touchdown for FSU as well. So, like I said, it's just a group effort from FSU. When I say a group effort, is your offensive line, your quarterback play, your offensive line, running backs in some situations, receivers, and play calling all together. So you add all that, it's just a recipe for disaster. It's really nothing that FSU does good on offense. Like, I can't pinpoint anything that we do good on offense at all. Speaking of the running backs, we're back to the 37 yards rushing. I think we're playing way too many backs, and not too many backs are getting touches. So you had Lawrence Philly, Cam Davis, Roydell Williams, and Keziah Holmes all playing get touches. Pretty much all together, Cam, Roydell, and Tofu had 5 touches apiece. I think we're getting too many people involved. Like, for instance, I don't see, and you guys know I picked him to be my offensive MVP for the 2024 season. I don't know what the hell we're doing with Lawrence Philly. Like, I don't know at all. He had 4 rushes and one catch on Saturday. I think he should get no less than 15 attempts within the running game and the passing game per game at the minimum. He should get 15 attempts. So, 11, 12, 10 to 12 rushing attempts and about 3 to 5 pass attempts as far as in the passing game that Lawrence Philly should be getting. We're not doing a good job of playing to his strengths, getting him up matchup nightmares and things like that. I don't know what the hell Mike is doing on offense. We don't have any identity on offense. His play calling has been suspect, to say the least. I don't want to see another receiver screen this season. I don't want to see another receiver screen next season either. That's just how sick I am of the receiver screens we've been doing. And just speaking of the receiver screens, sometimes it was certain situations where we had the numbers for the receiver screens, but those guys on the outside just wouldn't block or wasn't blocking. So when Jaylen Brown, for instance, when Jaylen Brown got hit and ended up getting that concussion, Ja'Kai Douglas, I mean, it was the perfect draw up. Ja'Kai Douglas had the corner in front of him, and you had a safety about 15 yards deep. So that's the perfect draw up for that screen. If Ja'Kai blocks his guy, you pretty much have Jaylen Brown one on one with the safety, and that's 15 yards deep. So at minimum, you have an 8 yard gain before you even have someone that can impede any type of progress. So if Ja'Kai Douglas just pinches the guy, Jaylen Brown has a chance there, but he completely whiffs and ended up getting his teammate hurt within the act. So it's too many receiver screens, in my opinion. But at the same damn time, some of those receiver screens, I see why he called them. The guys just didn't do what they're supposed to do from a assignment standpoint. We gotta pass the ball downfield. We have I don't know where this scared ass play calling comes from Mike, but we have to this play calling as far as being so passive in the passing game, and even the announcers on on um on the ESPN telecast was pretty much saying the same thing. You're not doing anything downfield. You're just doing receiver screens and things like that. You gotta make the defense be honest, right? So this scared play calling is from Mike Norvell. It's very concerning in my opinion. I'm not sure where the hell it's coming from, but we have to be more aggressive in the pass game, way more aggressive. And he's a damn good salesman because I mean all the stuff he was saying about DJU preseason as far as grasp of the offense, command of the playbook, that type of deal, playing great ball. From a coaching standpoint, it looks like he's doing the complete opposite. Man, he's coaching scared in that regard. I mean, like I told you guys a few weeks ago, if you're going to play call a coach like this, you might as well play one of the younger quarterbacks. But we'll get to that in a second as far as the future and things like that. Yeah, the only person that played good on offense was Malik Benson. Now, shout out to Malik, man. He had a hell of a day for FSU. Ended up catching that 60 or so yard bomb from DJU, big couple third down catches and things like that. And just speaking of that, so that's the inconsistency I'm talking about. So you'll have that big time throw from DJU or the zip he gave to Malik where he fit between two defenders. Malik made the tough catch. Excuse me. Like you see those throws and those type of plays, you see him just look completely clueless, scared in the pocket and make a bad throw or bad read or just be a statue. Yeah, let's speak about Martin Norvell and the offense and what we've been seeing as of recent. This is the last 6 games we played, and we scored 15 points, 16 points, 3 points, 21 points, 13 points, and 12 points last week. Let's do the average real quick. Now, my apologies. I mean, that's just a crazy. Let me see what the average is. I should have had it ready for you guys. Not about good now. All right, my apologies. Having a little bit of internet issues. But yeah, that's what's the average of this. Just see, what we're averaging in these games without Jordan Travis. Right? These pretty much the games without Jordan Travis. He averaging 15.8 points a game, so close to 16 points a game without Jordan Travis. So shout out to damn Fitzgerald, one of the best kickers in the country. Without him, there's no telling what our average would be as far as points per game. So shout out to the MVP of the team so far, and Fitzgerald. But Mike has to it's this. He says offense built for playmakers, man. It's not looking like that at all. You're not getting your playmakers involved. You're not putting the players in the best position to be successful, in my opinion, for what you have. Well, let's move on to the defense. That's enough for the offense, man. Offense is just terrible. We're going to get to some stuff on offense as far as what we should do in the future just to move forward. But defensively, we oh, shout out to the super chat, man. My boy Kwame, appreciate you. Boys lost to the team. Mike left. Sad days in Leon County. We told y'all for years recruiting was suspect, and y'all turned your nose up. 50 burgers coming 10/26. Order will be restored. Appreciate the super chat, Kwame. What order is that, man? Y'all Miami fans are funny. What order is that? As far as order, right? It's been a very long time since, you guys had any type of order. I know y'all feeling good. You beat a sorry Florida team, Billy Napier. You beat Florida, you beat FAMU, and you beat Ball State. I know y'all guys, you beat some tough opponents, right? I get it. So I know y'all feeling right now. You on top of the world national champs. We'll see what you guys do against the mighty South Florida Bulls this weekend. But going to the defense though, man, they played better. Defense played better, I will say that, but not good enough. And it's crazy. Adam Fuller pretty much said this exact same thing in his press conference in regards to the defensive ends and Patrick Payne and Marvin Jones Jr. He said they were better, but we need better. And Fuller's 100% right. We need better. 65 rushing yards. We gave up 65 rushing yards. I was very happy with that. Very happy with that. First, Boston College and Georgia Tech did what they wanted to in the run game. They responded very well. The defensive line played pretty well, in my opinion. They responded very well. Josh Farmer had a hell of a day. Daniel Lyons looked good. Even, not even, but Daryl Jackson had a good day as well. So I like how the rush defense responded. Only 65 rushing yards against Memphis, giving up against Memphis. That's very good. We gave a 272 passing yards, though, which I wasn't happy about. Now, the quarterback, which is a good quarterback, 4-year starter, the best quarterback in Memphis history from a statistical standpoint. He had 272 yards passing, like I stated, 2 touchdowns and an interception, but he had to work for those passing yards as he had 38 attempts through the air. My only issue is they picked on the middle of the field, the linebackers and nickel, and our lack of communication. Pretty much what we've been putting on film in the first 2 games. Memphis did the same exact damn thing and exploited our linebackers, our nickel, middle of the field defense in certain situations, running backs, tight ends, get them in the flats across the middle, just communication to where we have to switch off and talk, which we, for whatever reason, the communication has been terrible as far as, our man coverage and passing guys along. But Memphis pretty much exploited us in that regard. They were 7 for 17 on 3rd down, 2 for 3 on 4th down. That was my only issue. 3rd down defense wasn't that great, and we gave a one big drive to open up the half. I remember that drive. It was like a 7-minute drive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Memphis to open up the half. They went on. It was 13. They scored 30. It was 13-3 at the halftime, if I'm not mistaken. But Memphis went on that opening half 7-minute drive where they pretty much did what they wanted to on the D line in the pass the game, scoring a touchdown. Outside of that, the defense played pretty well. If you give up 20 points, if you tell me you give up 20 points against Memphis, I'm pretty happy. Hell, if you give up 20 points in any game from a G5 to P5 outing, I would say we'll win that damn game, right? You would think your offense would be better than 20 points per game, but clearly we're below that. So the defense has to be elite for us to win damn games. But again, the defense wasn't bad. I do wish we would go a little bit more zone in certain situations. My only issue is zone is I don't want these guys thinking, man. Like zone, you have to think, and when these guys get to thinking, they start to freak out in the field. Man is more so reaction and things like that, but zone you really have to think. But at the same damn time, we would keep the offensive coordinators honest because we'll give them new looks, right? So if you throw zone at them, there's no way in hell those crosses can beat you and things like that and getting the running back out in the flats, all that type of deal. You should already have eyes on the quarterback and the man in that area. So once that stopped working, then the offensive coordinators have to kind of get in their bag and figure out different ways to try to attack the linebackers and nickel guys in certain situations. So again, I think Fuller should mix it up a little bit, throw some zone out there as well, not just stick to your guns and play man, because clearly we have a weakness on defense that's being exploited, and these OCs are targeting that weakness and being very successful in that. So just switch it up a little bit and give these guys different looks so they could be honest play callers in certain situations. But no, like I said, overall though, hell, the defense gave up 20 points. Now, it was a drive on the field where, speaking what my boy Kwame just said as far as recruitment, where the lack of recruitment was showing in certain situations. We had 22 on the field, 21 on the field, 90 on the field, and 31 on the field. And speaking of 31, whew, not him necessarily, but that linebacker rule, man. That when Cam Riley went down, that was a big blow. You already, you're down. A couple linebackers got banged up as well. Cryer had a hell of a game. Shot to Cryer. He got banged up, but you just saw once the lack of depth at the linebacker position once we have a few injuries. So you end up having Ward out there, 31, who to play. He had to play a lot of snaps on Saturday. So, but yeah, it's not a point in time where I want to see. Just being completely honest, I don't want to see those five guys on the field at the same time, especially in a close game again. But we had to in certain situations just from injuries, depth, and the defense being on the field too damn much because the offense couldn't really get anything going from an offensive standpoint. But and then, like I said, 20 points, and we had two boneheaded plays that really costed us. On the special teams is usually special for us, but it wasn't so special for the punt return unit on Saturday. As you guys know, Lawayne McCoy, this shit was a fucking backbreaker, man. We ended up getting off the field, getting off the field on third. I ended up punting the ball, and we ended up muffing the punt due to lack of communication on the Peter call. The blocker and Quintarius Jones was still kind of blocking, was blocked into. Lawayne McCoy ended up muffing the punt, and we muffed it. Memphis recovered it in the red zone. So that put the defense behind the 8 ball there. And then it's 4th and 8, 7 minutes left in the game, or however much time left in the game. 6 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. 4th and 8, 6 minutes left in the game. We get Memphis to punt the ball to us. To have a chance to score the score once we're down 12-20 to tie the game up. We'll try to tie the game up. That's another damn story. Not sure why in the hell Mike Norvell elected to go for 2 after that touchdown. His explanation for that was even crazier, saying we're trying to win the game. I mean, shit, you got a half and pretty much 2.5 quarters left in the game. Just if I'm not mistaken, yeah, didn't we when we scored? When we scored? Did we score that touchdown in the first half? Or was it the second half? Okay, that was the second half. Pretty much you had like a quarter and a half left of football. Hell, you play you of course you're trying to win a damn game by just playing regular football. You don't have to get cute and try to go for 2 because what you possibly ended up going 21-20. Like, nah, man, that's crazy to me. But yeah, so anyways, back to that 4th and 8. You have a 4th and 8, and we have it was the punt block wasn't even known. I'm not sure what Keaton Kirkland was thinking. But again, 4th and 8, we end up jumping off sides to where we get have Memphis a fourth and getting the 4th and 3, and they end up going for it and got the 4th and 3. And what did they do on that 4th and 3 play call? Attack the linebacker. They went right at DJ Lundy, running back straight to the flat. There's literally nothing he could do. I mean, he reacted perfectly to it just from an athletic standpoint, just couldn't get there. Went straight to the flats. DJ attacked the linebackers with the running back on DJ Lundy, ended up getting the first down. So those two costly penalties. So like I say, we can't get of our own way in certain situations. In certain situations, FSU just can't get out their own way. But that sums up the game. They're 0-3 now. Second time Mike Norvell is being on 0-3. So where do we go from here? Where does FSU go from here? Well, in my opinion, I feel like FSU, the DJU experiment has ran its course. Your season is done from a goal standpoint of what you wanted to do, right? You wanted to win the ACC, compete for the playoffs. That's clearly unlikely right now. You're 0-3. So what do you have to build for? DJU is not on your roster after the 2000 and after this season. You want to look for the future and see what you have. So in my opinion, you got to go to Brock Glenn. You got to go to Luke Cromahawk, whichever one. Just roll with them and see what they got. See if that's something that you could build on for the 2025 season as far as one of those guys being the guy in the spring. Or you feel like, okay, you let those guys play. You don't like what you see. Maybe I need to dip into the portal for a certain quarterback. You kind of get a feel of what you need for 2025. If you let DJU to continue to play, you don't see that. You don't really get an understanding of that. Also, you play the season out. Is 2 recruits, or 1 recruit rather, if you go at Brock, that you recruited. So, you show that type of encouragement. A redshirt freshman quarterback leading the ship. Recruits kind of see that type of stuff if he performs well. So that's another plus in regards to that. you got to make some staff changes. Like point blank period, you have to make some staff changes on field and off field. Mike Norvell has to make some staff changes. It just has to happen. I feel like he needs an offensive coordinator for one. I know we're going to say Alex Atkins is the offensive coordinator, but we need a play calling offensive coordinator. You can keep Alex Atkins if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Just give him a co-OC title, and whoever you bring in can call plays and be the co-OC in this, that, and the third. I just told you what Mike Norvell, what our offense has looked like as of recently, and it hasn't been an offense built for playmakers. Let's be quite frank. The play calling in certain situations has been spotty at best. Mike Norvell, I think he needs another innovative mind within the coaching staff to he can bounce off ideas off of. They can start being more advanced and more sophisticated in the passing game for sure. Just more effective in the running game. So I do think he needs to hire a legit offensive coordinator that's smart and they can call plays. You can keep Alex Atkins. I know some guys. What are you guys thinking in that regard? You can keep him or not keep him. That's totally up to Mike. Just speaking about Alex Atkins. I mean, I get it. I like Coach Atkins, but we're 5 years in. We haven't had an offensive line drafted. 5 years in, from a recruiting standpoint, you don't have none of your guys that you recruited are playing for FSU and have been developed to play for FSU as of now. I mean, we've seen, I guess, Jalen Early recently, and he hasn't looked good. So it is what it is in that regard. So, but I wouldn't mind keeping Atkins either. But I do think we need an actual OC that can call plays. So again, that could be a co-OC type of thing for Mike. But there's other coaches on the staff I feel like we need to they might just need to move on from, some in retirement, some in other facets. Not going to get any names or things like that, but I do think we need to address off the field as well. Certain positions on off the field, it needs to be addressed from a recruiting standpoint and things like that. So we'll see what Mike does as far as that. Let's speak about recruiting. Ended up losing, and it's crazy. Like when it rains or pours, and the position that you need the most on your team from what you saw so far in the season, you lost two of those. You lost two of those recruits. Two guys within that position. On defensive end, Javion Hilson, and defensive tackle Marvin Charles. Charles ended up flipping his commitment to Texas, and I think Hilson is trending to Texas as well. He has a plethora of visits lined up. So the recruiting is looking great. You're holding on for dear life, trying to keep certain guys. The receivers for sure. Those are the guys I'm kind of looking out for. They're saying all the right things and being committed and being locked in. But again, you still have to do a certain job to try to keep those guys. So you got to focus on trying to keep the guys you do have within this high school ranks locked in, because it's a slim class, especially with those who leave. But it's a great class from a quality standpoint. There's some very good players within that class that you want to try to keep committed to FSU. So you got to try to lock in with the recruiting and let them know what it is moving forward, things like that. But again, if you have to make some staff changes and you lose some recruits because of that, so be it. I think that's better for the program, in my opinion, moving forward long term. You just have to live with losing those kids in regards to the staff changes you feel like will help out long term. But yeah, I will shake up the quarterback position, shake up the staff for sure in the offseason, on and off field. And you got to look yourself in the mirror as well from a coaching standpoint, message standpoint, whatever it may be. You didn't do a good job this offseason. The message did not resonate with the team. Clearly, there's a disconnect somewhere. It's up to you to find where that disconnect is as the head coach and make it shake and make it move forward. You signed a new contract. You have a long-term deal. You have security. So it's time for you to make those changes if you want to compete on a national P5 level against the big dogs. Be what FSU can be. You have to show that. So in order to be that, you have to make changes. You have to adapt, and it's clearly time for us to make some changes to shake it up at FSU, or it just won't happen. So those are some of the things I feel like we should happen in the immediate future and the long term outlook for FSU. We have to make those changes off field and on field. We have to make a certain level of commitment to see exactly what type of program we want to be. This isn't Memphis. This isn't the G5 ranks. This is Florida State. This is big boy football. If you want to compete and do it on a consistent basis, you have to you have to focus. And how can I put this? You have to put focus. You have to put certain focus on certain things, and we haven't put focus on those things. In my opinion, we have to be smarter. We have to have a more broader look, and I do think we have the support to do that. Shout out to Mike Alford, one of the best ADs in the land. He's doing a good job of giving FSU what they need to compete from a program standpoint. Now it's up to Mike to do, to cook up the ingredients and make it shake, and make a good meal. So we'll see if he can make it happen. But 0-3, it definitely sucks, but it's a wake up call that you need to make some changes. All right, guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Going to open up for callers, get your takes off, see what you guys are thinking. I want to hear from you guys, man. What are some things, you saw on Saturday that pissed you off? I mean, it's pretty much the same shit we've been seeing all season so far, right? Now, again, I said defense did play a little bit better, but not good enough. But you scored 20 damn points. You would think that's enough to win. We'll give up 20 points, Ralph. You would think that'd be enough to win. But go ahead, tap in, callers. Want to see what you guys have to say. Get your comments off. Make sure you guys like this video, man. We have a decent amount of people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button for sure. But yeah, man. Shout out to Gerald, and shout out to Alex, man. Those have been the MVPs of the season thus far. Superstars. Not sure where the hell we'll be without Fitzgerald. It also makes me question why Cry had a hell of a game. I think he scored 80% on PFF, was the best linebacker on the field. Also makes me question why the hell he was on the field game one against Georgia Tech. Like, that made no sense to me at all. But again, we're figuring out lineups. I'm just glad he's getting those reps now. And I did like his post game press conference too. He said a lot of good things, a lot of positive things. He had a lot of leadership sayings, something I've been kind of asking for. Hell, if it's coming from a Crier who was a younger guy, I'll fucking take it, man. It's much needed. But he had a pretty good response to a question in regards to how the FSU respond moving forward. Showed a lot of leadership in that clip. Moving on to Cal though, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond. Cal looks like a damn good team. They're looking better than what I thought they would be thus far in the season. They beat Auburn a couple of weeks ago. They're looking to come in and make some noise in Tallahassee as well. So you could definitely be 0-4, and the noise would just continue to strengthen. All right, nobody want to call in. We're going to wrapping the show up pretty soon. So if you want to tap in and get your takes off, let me know. Yes, sir. Shout out, Robert, man. Appreciate you, bro. Been a member for 7 months, man. Real solid. Definitely appreciate it. Ray Dripper, you're blaming everyone. I'm assuming everyone but the guy who got 10 mil. Yeah, if you're saying that, you clearly haven't been listening to this 37-minute live, because I've been very critical of the job Mike Norvell has done for sure. Rowan, what's good? Talk to me. You muted.
Hey man, your Wi-Fi about as bad as our ping.
No, that sound like your Wi-Fi, man. Everybody else being cool.
No, your Wi-Fi been doing bad today, but my guy. But anyway, man, listen, I'm tired of going to Tallahassee every Saturday, but not every Saturday. Well, the two home games, and we look we look worse than my high school team. I mean, look unprepared. Man, DJU is the worst quarterback I've ever seen put on a FSU jersey, and that's saying a lot after seeing JJ Cosentino. He right there with JJ Cosentino. Man, this
Hey,
man is
hey, that's crazy.
awful,
That JJ was
and
bad,
Mike
right?
keep trotting him out there week in and week out, and I mean, Mike just looked lost. He looked like he broken, man. Like what the hell? I mean, watching your like just listening to you and watching the podcast ain't did nothing but made me, more mad. Like, man, how you have 2 weeks to prepare for a G5 team and they look like the P4 FBS team and you look like the G5 team? You don't even look G5. If we keep it in a buck, you look like an FCS team. Hell, you look like Arkansas Pine Bluff, Delaware State. Just look like trash. Like, come on, man. And this my next statement finna get me kicked off the set. But fire D Ray. He's the worst thing to happen to FSU football. The man has almost single handedly destroyed our roster by lowballing transfers and recruits. The best thing Mike could do is get D Ray up out of there with a few coaches. Hey, I was watching some of our beloved coaches on the sideline, and one of them looked like his bunions was killing him, and he could barely walk. Hey, it's time to move. It's time to move a certain coach to an ambassador position. Like, hey, it's time to call the Twilights on a historic and wonderful career. But man, it's time. And the linebackers coach, man, the game done passed him by. I'ma just keep it a buck. And I feel like 12 and 24 are your best safeties. I mean I get that KJ made the little mistake on the offside, but Mike claimed that the ball moved. Um yeah, Mike claimed the ball that the center moved the ball, the long snapper moved the ball. Um I think that 28 and 20 should play linebacker. 10 is a liability at linebacker. I mean, we see it week in and week out. No, I mean, like you said, it's not from a standpoint of not trying. He's just not fast enough. I don't know, maybe put some weight on him and put him on the line, maybe? I don't
It's
know, but
crazy
it
to
ain't
see
working.
10. Yeah, to see the drop off from last year to this year. Am I echoing a bit?
No.
Oh, okay, but just to see the drop off from last year to this year. Now, granted, I guess he played in certain. He's the guy this year, right? He is the guy, the focal point. Last year, you had a great supporting cast around with the front four, and of course, you had Tatum Bethune and Caden Deloach as well to play with, so you could kind of be hid a little bit in certain situations. And it's kind of with Pat Payton too. You can't be hid now, as far as Lundy. Pat Payton, he had the pleasure of having Jared Verse on the opposite side go hard every damn play, get to the damn quarterback this, that, and the third, be physical in the run game. And some pass rush situations, Pat Pate will lag back. And that's how he got those 10 plus pass breakups last year. I kind of playing around the line of scrimmage and just eyeballing the quarterback and, jumping when the situation occurs as far as throwing the ball. You can't really do that now. You got to be our pass rusher. You got to be the guy. So you kind of see those limitations. So
Yeah.
it's interesting you mentioned
That
that.
was something that I kind of had, as a question mark. Like, everybody, making Pat Payton the guy. But, I mean, it was easy to dominate when you had Jared Verse on the other side. Cause that's where all the attention was going. And I mean, I feel like I've seen improvement from Pat from game 1 to game 3, but
They played better last week, but like they played better, but it could be a lot better.
agreed. And I mean, no disrespect to the great Shade Tree, but I don't think Shade Tree Jr. want to play football. The man looked like he don't even want to be out there. He looked like he just don't want to play, like he being forced.
And this, yeah, he does look uninterested at times. Just crazy because the staff, well, not necessarily the staff, the beat. I think it was 247, if I'm not mistaken, put a little bullet out about the staff trying to do a little extra to motivate him and things like that to get him going during the week, and that's not encouraging. That's not something you want to hear for sure. You shouldn't have to try to beat certain things out of a player, man. Just either you want to, you don't. Either you got it, either you don't. As far as a mindset and want to do it, it's only so much teeth pulling that you could do.
Yeah, and before I go, I want to say, man, play the youngins. I mean, quit recruiting these guys and have them on the sidelines like decorations or ornaments. Play these kids because I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and this is my last take. If it were me and I'm a recruit and I see the garbage just out there on the field and I feel like I'm better than them, man, I'm probably contemplating hitting the portal. And I'm just keeping it a buck. But CJ, have a good one. You lied all off season, but you still my guy, still love you. But Larion is no longer a liar. It's you. You lied all off season. We the off
So
season.
hold up,
We
hold up,
are the
hold up, hold up.
2024 off season champs.
Hey, that's true though. But how the hell you had about 3 or 4 years of line in 1 year getting it right versus I had what two to
Man, I'm
three
in
years of being
hell. I
consistent
am in hell. I'm finna get off here and go read my Bible because this is
with
hell. If hell is worse than this, I definitely don't want to experience it.
it. I agree with you 100%. But no, that's
But
that's that's fine, though, man. Miami definitely looking good this year. So
and
I guess
y'all,
all chance
hey,
to finally settle.
make sure y'all have a tailgate Saturday. About 10 people will show up,
Probably less than that, but we'll
and
we, we, we'll vibe.
and I'm saying if DJ come out as the starter, I'm making it known now. I'm staging a walkout.
You
But
might as well worry about that now because he's gonna be a starter for sure.
have a good one. If anybody on here listening for Clemson, I got 2 tickets for sale. Bye, y'all.
Appreciate you. Shout out my guy Dr. Barry Pierre, man. Appreciate the support, bro, for becoming a member. You guys as well. We do have membership as far as different tiers to go talk with that. You get videos, you get early access to videos. So there's a lot of videos we made pre-recorded. So say for instance, I'm supposed to be doing an interview with the Cal reporter pretty soon in regards to get some information on Cal and how they look. You will have access to those videos prior to us releasing on YouTube. You also have access to one free tailgate during the season. So again, you pick out the tailgate that you want to go to, and I will definitely take care of you and have that have you locked in for that. And with the tailgates, you get free food, of course, you get free liquor as well, all you can eat, all you can drink. So we'll have you feeling right going into the game. So again, hit the membership link if you guys want to join. All right, anybody else want to come in and get your take off? Got about time for one or two more callers. Again, make sure you guys like this video, please, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the DoakTalk family already. So again, subscribe and you will get all the notifications as well too. Yeah, bro, it's been a real rough week to say the least. I'm with you 100%. What's good? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Talk to me. I know we talked a little bit at the tailgate a little bit as far as what we've seen, but I mean it's 2 weeks later. Let's see what you're thinking now.
Pretty much a lot of the same stuff, man. Uh, 11 and 7 can't be on the field at the same time, man. They the
13
same
a
players.
lot more.
Yeah, you got to put 13 on the other side, so you had a heavy putting some pressure on them. And then my boy and Marvin Jones Jr. can use that speed to get at them. You know what I'm saying? And the offense, the offense, the offense, the offense. Check it out, man. At this point, hey, go back to basic offense. Line up, let the blockers block in the direction that they want to go, or just block straight ahead and hand the ball off left, right, sweep with the option to pass here and there. You know what I'm saying? Stop all this obvious stuff that's pulling, because our guys are lining up like they ready to pull. God damn. It don't take no genius to say, okay, every time this guy does this, he finna pull. All I need to do is come and feel that. You know what I'm saying? It don't take no genius. And then we can call the play before the play get called. You know what I'm saying? If you watching the game, you can say, okay, shit, we finna run this ball to the right. You know, so we finna run it to the left. Oh shit, it's 3rd and 22. Obvious pass. DJ ain't finna get nothing. Not like that. You gotta do something different right now. And I agree with okay, start DJ because I think we might be finna find out that it might be a little Jack Daniels and Paula Dean going on with the play caller. In the background, really they need us. And Atkins gonna change the way everything going because he in the play calling and putting in the right offensive lineman at the same time. So I think it might make a difference this week. It need to make a difference, but this team is better than everybody we already played. They can beat us for real.
100%. Man, if you give Bill O'Brien this FSU team, he'd have beat us, but he'd have put 50 on us, man. 50.
Easy, easy. Yeah,
I agree. We're making it a lot harder than what it should be. I do think Coach Atkins will bring some balance, and he'll be able to see things from an offensive line standpoint that we haven't been able to see these last 3 games. And you're right. I mean, the offensive line, as far as dictating where the ball is going, it's clear as day when they're going to pull. I agree with you 100%, man. We got to get back to the basics. The pulling isn't working. Do some zone blocking, man. Oh man, let's go forward. Our offensive line is big and physical in certain aspects. We got to show that we got to use it. Pulling and putting those guys from an
in a bad
athletic
position.
standpoint, we're just not there from an athletic standpoint to do the certain things they're being asked to do.
Yes, yes, that's it. And hey, like everybody say with the definition of insanity, you know, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different. You know, I really don't call that insanity. I call it stupidity. Insanity can be a little different. Stupidity to me is doing that shit over and over again, expecting something different. And I love Norvell because he's a motivator. He's man, he's I would run through a wall for this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But dude, hey, change it up. Don't be one of them guys. I'm standing on this and it ain't working. Hey,
The
I'm gonna back
biggest
off of this.
biggest downfall in coaching is the stubbornness. One of the biggest downfall in coaching is the stubbornness. Coaches always feel like they're the smallest person in the room, right? And they can't be told certain things. And that's one of the biggest downfalls is just being stubborn and standing on what they believe in instead of adjusting to certain situations. You look at the GOAT, for example. You seen them early Alabama teams smash my football, run down your throat, real style on defense. Once the game started changing to a spread perspective, and Bama started losing and started looking crazy, people thought, okay, Saban is done, the era is done. He took a step back. Okay, let me see what I could do and what I could get better at. And you see that Bama offense, they're spread 3 wide receivers. They got 3 wide receivers going the first round of the draft. I mean, they turn into wide receiver use, so to speak, just like that. So you see the GOAT being able to adapt to the times and things like that and just making certain changes to stay relevant. You should be able to do the same.
Yes, exactly. And I watched him when he came here, man. I'm from Alabama, and dude, he made sure that he could do what he wanted to with the quarterbacks. And you watched all the past season. If he needed to change quarterback, he didn't give a fuck about what you was doing. I need somebody in here to change this up, and it worked. And you can see it work with other people too. But when you see him doing it, you know it's a purpose to it. I need somebody to change the game with the players that they're gonna play with. Sometimes momentum will change just because they feel some kind of way about this guy, and I push a little harder. You know what I'm saying? That's just life shit.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. Sometimes a change could be a breath of fresh air, and like you say, make those guys go a little bit harder. Hell, we saw it last year when QB1 went down, and the response to the rest of the team is, I got to take it to another level, especially from a defensive standpoint. And shit, we saw what happened. They ended up winning those last 2 games, so they ended up finishing the regular season 13-0.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, because the defense, hey, the offense, they can score by 8 points, and we need to get it. We need to get it. So yeah,
I definitely
good to
appreciate
talk to
you,
you, bro.
man. Likewise. Hopefully, I see you. Hopefully, I see you this week, and I think we may throw a tailgate. We'll find out pretty soon.
I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm finna go out of town.
Oh,
Finna hit Jamaica, bruh.
go hang out then. Hope y'all leave.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Take care. All
Peace.
right, Justin, you on? Justin, we got you on, man. We go wrap it up with you being the last caller. You muted. Justin, you there? Going once, going twice, Justin. All right, boom. Justin is out there. All right, guys. If anybody else want to jump in real quick, we can knock you out. KP, my boy, we got to get my dog on, man. KP, wrap us up, man. Send us home.
You got me on here, bro. Can you hear me?
I hear you, dog.
Man, listen. First off, I'm gonna give you props, baby, because you know what? You've been out here spitting the real. But what I've also heard out of you is you've also stepped back and you said, hey, I was wrong about some things. But let me get something off my chest real quick. Hey, Johnny Utah in the chat. Boy, if you don't go get your ass out of here and go sit down somewhere, all right? Back up somewhere. All right, CJ out here spitting real talk. Please don't make me jump in this chat and have to put hands on you
Oh, you know they
verbally.
funny, bro. You know they funny. They won
Verbally.
3 games. How long I've been consistently right by their program for how long?
Right. Man, he can go sit his ass down somewhere. But here's what I'm
Come
gonna
on,
say. They out here
talk to
wilding.
me.
Here's what I'm gonna say real quick before I jump off of this mug. I see a lot of people calling for Norvell here. It ain't happening. All right, you ain't getting Norvell up out of here. A lot of these coaches, we gonna get. This is the first time. I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace. This is the first time we seeing him with real adversity that we looking at. Came in and took over a shit show, got it cleaned up, and now we seeing what's happening on the other side of this. He gonna have to hit this recruiting trail hard. He gonna have to make some real tough decisions in his eyes, because in our eyes, we been ready for this to happen. So now we gonna see if he gonna let his nuts hang and actually pull the trigger on it. But I want to talk about this quarterback that we got. Look, you might be a good kid. You seem like a nice guy. I know a couple of people went and got a couple big gulps on your recommendation. You got to get off my field, bro. I do not want to see this man on my field at all. It ain't the fact that he don't have the talent. It ain't the fact that he ain't got the skill set. When I realized it, when he ran on that play and he decided to try to flying knee Buddy in the chin strap instead of dropping his shoulder and pushing Buddy 2 yards back into the end zone, and then he stood up and looked at the sideline like a big little brother who was getting pushed into a fight by his older brothers, and he was scared, looking around for help. That's why I was like, nah, cuz gotta go. Cuz gotta go. He's soft. He is soft. That's that dude that they call, they call him the cock strong one. He the big swole ass one over there that everybody pick on, and they're like, all right, he get mad, he gonna swing on you, and the little boy is the one punking him the whole time. He like one of them old timey cartoons where the big one is the big dumb one, and the little one that's half the size of his kneecaps is telling him what to do, slapping him upside the head. This man needs to go somewhere else. I want to see him on the field, on the sideline, holding the clipboard. That's the only thing I want to see. They shouldn't let him wear pads. They should have him with some fake crutches on so he can look like old boy. And what's that movie called where they was out there slinging the ball around? What is it? Varsity Blues. He need to be over there with a clipboard over there, telling them, calling plays into the headset. That's what he need to be doing. Help the young guys see the defense. Help the young guys make the right reads. Help the young guys progress. Because your time over, bro. Get off my field. You and your pops, y'all can go have a prayer circle, enjoy yourself, enjoy what Tallahassee got to offer. Go somewhere, get you a nice dinner, and then get the hell out of my city. Get off my squad. I don't want to see you no more. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. So DJ, ukulele, hey, thank you for your time, bro. But you can go ahead and hand your pass to the left, helmets to the right, and go ahead and turn your clipboard in. Key card don't work no more. And the next time that we see you at a Florida State game, you're gonna be paying $250 to get a box seat somewhere. Might even charge you extra for how much you just cost us on this field this season.
Hey,
That's all I want to say. All right. So big
my
up
brother.
CJ, big up CJ, and it's still gonna be gold nose, but we on their ass right now. As much as we talk trash to these shames out here who think they big and bad because they beat 3 high school teams, and we talk about these Shamesville people that ain't done nothing but have some dude who don't even speak English. I think that's Boomhauer they got as they head coach. We talk reckless about them, but we can talk reckless about our own squad because we love our squad. Nose up, baby. Nose up. Tiny Hat Gang, we out.
My boy KP, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. All right, like I said, make sure you guys like this video, man. Please and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna end up wrapping it up pretty quickly. Well, Justin, you on? We got you back on. We get you on real quick, Justin. Get your take off. Unmute, my brother. Justin, you there? And Justin not trying to say none at all, huh, man? It's just on you. Yeah, yeah. All right, Jess, we're going to have to get you next on the next episode. But again, man, appreciate you guys joining. We'll see how we look versus Cal this upcoming week. Like I said, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will be having the Cal pre-record coming out pretty soon, just to preview Cal and give you guys an inside look from the Cal Golden Bears from their insiders' perspective. Again, like I said, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys joining. Go Nose.